Radha Govind, my dear students. Today we will discuss the port numbers that can be used at the transport layer by TCP and UDP. So it is specified by 16-bit numbers. Okay. So ports are the interfaces at which the processes are connected to use any kind of application by using UDP or TCP to transfer their messages completely as a chunk or in the byte stream. So well-known ports are so the range is 0 to 2 raised to 16 minus 1, that is 65535. So well-known ports are the ports in the range from 0 to 1023, that is 0 to 2 raised to 10 minus 1. Okay, so these are controlled by the INA. INA is the Internet Assigned Number Authority. Okay, the port numbers are commonly used as universal port numbers in the server for the convenience of many clients the server serves. So these are the commonly used ports, well-known ports from 0 to 1023. Now registered port in the range from 10242 to 49151, which are not assigned or controlled by INA. They can only be registered with INA to avoid duplication. Next is dynamic ports. Dynamic ports are from 49152 to 65535 are neither controlled by INA or nor need to be registered. They can be defined at the client side and chosen randomly by the transport layer software. So well-known ports used by UDP are port number 7 is for echo, and these are the port numbers, you should remember them. And 123 is for NTP, and we discuss 161 for SNMP. Okay, so these are the mainly used ports. Now we discuss the UDP datagram format. It is again 0 to 31 bits 32-bit format, in which first 16 bits are for source port, uh, and the second 16 bits from 16 to 31 are for destination port, and 16 bit gives you the length, and 16 bit for checksum. The source port defines the port number of the application program in the host of the sender. Destination port defines the port number of application program in the host of the receiver. Length provides a count of octets in UDP datagram. So minimum length is 8 octets, means 8 bytes. Checksum, it is optional, 0 in case it is not in use. So what are the characteristics of UDP? UDP provides an unreliable connectionless delivery service using IP to transport messages between two processes that we earlier learned in the video lectures. UDP message can be lost, duplicated, delayed, and can be delivered out of the delivery. And if 5 bytes are written at the client side at the UDP port, then 5 reads can be done at the receiver side host at the UDP port. Okay, UDP is a thin protocol which does not add significantly to the functionality of IP. It cannot provide reliable stream transport service. So these are the limitations due to which we need transmission control protocol, TCP. So TCP provides a connection oriented full duplex reliable stream delivery service using IP to transport message between two processes. Okay, so first it is connection oriented service. It is full duplex, that simultaneously we can send or receive the data. It is reliable and stream delivery, byte oriented service. So it provides you flow control using sliding window protocol, error detection using checksum, error control using go back and ARQ technique, and congestion avoided algorithms, multiplicative decrease and slow start. So here we discuss the TCP datagram format. So this is the TCP datagram format, which is again 32-bit format, and without options and padding, it need minimum 20 octets. So first is the source port of 16 bits, which defines the port number of the application program in the host of the sender. Second is the destination port, which is again 16-bit port number of the application program in the host of the receiver. Sequence number is of 32 bits. It conveys the receiving host which octet in this sequence comprises the first byte in the segment. Okay, so acknowledgement number 32-bit specifies the sequence number of the next octet that receiver expect to receive. Then HLAN 4-bit field specify the number of 32-bit words present in TCP header. So HLAN is the header length, and 6-bit control flags which defines the urgent pointer, URG, ACK acknowledgement, indicate whether acknowledgement is valid or not. PSH push the data without buffering. RST field reset the connection. SYN field synchronize sequence number during connection establishment. Okay, FIN terminate the connection. So FIN is used for the termination of the connection. Okay, so these are all control flags. So window is the 16-bit field specify the size of window, the sliding window, which tells that how much data we can send for the receiver. Checksum 16-bit field used for error detection, and user pointer 16-bit field used only when URG means urgent pointer field is valid, and options field are optional 40 bytes of information, and if these are less than the 32-bit, then we use the padding bits to complete this 32-bit format. Okay, so the well-known ports used by the TCP are given in the table. So TCP establishes a virtual path between the source and destination processes before any data communication by using two procedures: connection establishment to start reliably, and connection termination to terminate gracefully, as discussed in the following section. So these are the ports defined for the TCP protocol. So port 20 is the FTP data connections, and 21 for the FTP control connection. 23 port number is for telnet, 25 is for the SMTP, and port number 80 is for STTP, hypertext transfer protocol. Okay, so TCP provides you connection oriented service which performs data communication in full duplex mode, that is both the sender and receiver process can send segments simultaneously. So here's the description. uh, for it, that if you have host 1 and host 2 connected via some port, then in the step 1 client sends SYN segment which includes source and destination port numbers and an initialization sequence number ISN. Okay, so which is essentially the type, essentially the byte number to be sent from the client to the server. Okay, so if you are sending fourth k byte, then 4k will be the sequence number. And here you know that SYN was the field for the connection establishment. This is the control flag. So synchronize sequence number during the connection establishment. That is why it is called SYN segment, because it synchronizes the sequence number at the time of connection establishment. And in step 2, the server sends a segment which includes source and destination port number and an initialization sequence number. No, sorry. The server sends a segment which is a 2-in-1 segment. It acknowledges the receipt of the previous segment by AC key is equal to x plus 1, and it also acts as initialization segment for the server. Okay, which is denoted by sequence number y. In step 3, the client sends the acknowledgement segment which acknowledges the receipt of the second segment. Sequence is equal to x plus 1, and acknowledgement is equal to y plus 1. So similarly, the connection termination process can be done by the flag fin. So the client sends a fin segment to the server, then the server sends an acknowledgement segment indicating the receipt of the fin segment, and the segment also acts as initialization segment for the server. In step 3, the server can still continue to send data, and when the data transfer is complete, it sends a fin segment to the client. Okay, so this is all about the TCP segment, in which the client sends an acknowledgement segment which acknowledges the receipt of the fin segment sent by the server. So connection is terminated after this 4-way handshake protocol. Okay, so how this is the reliable communication, we will learn in the next class. So stay home and stay safe and keep learning. All the best.